Alright guys, this is going to be just a shorter for fun video where I'm going to do multiple ideas suggested by you guys in like one video. Because of the stuff you guys suggested, I couldn't think of too many talking points. So let's just combine everything. And we'll start with misgenred artists suggested by Cameron Salt. So for this one, I don't know if you guys would expect which artist was the first to come to my mind when thinking of this. I'll let you take a second to guess. Got it? Well, the answer is actually Cemetery. When it comes to Cemetery, I've really stood by this in the fact that how the actual fuck is this guy labeled as horrorcore? Cemetery is horrorcore in like aesthetic alone. The music is like trap, plug, a bit of rage. His earlier stuff had a lot of cloud rap, but his music is absolutely nothing like actual horrorcore. Aesthetic does not speak for an artist's sound. So the next artist that came to my mind was Gojira, but only a bit, because I find Gojira really hard to categorize. Their sound fits multiple genres instead of one, and so people are like, Gojira's the best prog metal band, and like, yeah, but prog as a primary genre? Complexity doesn't necessarily equal prog, okay? Like, then people call them a death metal band, which is completely fine when talking about their early music, but like, the rest is, I don't know, I do think Gojira fits the groove metal category best, but overall, this is one where no matter what genre you think it is, I'm always just like, is it really though? So next, let's discuss some guilty pleasure songs of mine, requested by Kai Mellowstar. I've discussed this one previously, but I famously hate stomp clap hey music. However, I fucking love Lil Talks by Of Monsters and Men. That is the only good one in my opinion. The vocals are unmatched and it actually has a much sadder meaning compared to how happy the song sounds. Aside from that, we got this song. You could guess what it's about, but I just solely like the instrumental on this one. I really couldn't stand the vocals. And lastly, I get that Fuck Beyond Recognition is like a TikTok slam song, but I just like it because it is so loud, okay? So yeah. Next topic, album covers, suggested by a guy with a weird obsession of Ray, my twin. But let's discuss my favorite album covers. I'll get Bottomless Pit out of the way real quick, but this cover is so intriguing, and something about it is just so unnerving. Even more so with Year of the Snitch 2. Wish You Were Here is also a classic and a good contender for an all-time favorite. It's my desktop background. Daughter of Darknesses perfectly captures the music. Same with First 2 7 Inches and Paysage de Hiver self-titled. Can't really show it, but I love the uncomfortableness of the A Promise cover. And there are so many more, and so I'll end it off with By the Time I Reach Phoenix, which I pretty much listened to just because of the album cover. Straw Eater suggested best OSTs. I'm gonna stick to video games. I don't pay much attention to movie OSTs, but that being said, my favorite has to be Ultra Kill. Fucking so damn good. I have always loved Doom Eternal's soundtrack to death. Doom 2016 is good, but Doom Eternal genuinely blows it out of the water. I genuinely adore Metal Gear Rising Revengeance's soundtrack. I do think people really overrate Minecraft's soundtrack. Like, it's good, but I see it in way too many people's top albums of all time, but I'll still always really like it. Angelo Guevara said no skip versus all skip albums. So admittedly, I don't know a ton of genuine all skip albums. The first one that comes to my mind is Play-Doh Cooked in Tea, which if you don't know was made to make fun of Mount Erie's A Crow Looked at Me. And every song is just like, my wife's dead, repeated over and over, which is just weird and scummy as fuck. I honestly do not care for like anything on Fashion Week by Death Grips. Vultures One by Kanye is nearly an all-skip album if it wasn't for Carnival. I'm never not defending that song. All of you just hate it because of one meme. Now, for no-skip albums, just everything I've rated 10 out of 10 is really a no-skip. I guess with a few exceptions. With Magma, I'm not usually vibing to The Shooting Star. On Crack Clouds, there are some noticeably weaker tracks. I can't remember which ones, though. I think it was Drip and Drown, but don't quote me on that. Now, lastly, I'm gonna discuss artists I should hate but love, and vice versa, suggested by Capsizer of Waves. I guess a lot of people would think I shouldn't be listening to artists that are horrible people like Pantera or Cardi, but I don't think there's rules on who can make art. That's stupid as fuck in my opinion. There is a favorite artist of mine that I am kind of surprised is a favorite, that being Radiohead, not because of anything to do with the music, but it kind of shocks me that I'm still able to enjoy their music despite the dog shit fan base they have. And as for vice versa, I'll have to say, I don't hate these guys at all, but I couldn't get into Agalok. I don't know why, I didn't click with it. Also, I swear I thought Marjorie W.C. Sinclair was gonna be something I loved, but I just couldn't do it. I don't know. Alright, there it is. Good talk.